everyone, my name is Namaisa Hunswijk and today I'm going to show you how we like to apply prosthetics here at Infected FX. Infected FX has a wide variety of prosthetics that you can choose from off of our Etsy store. Today I'm going to show you how I apply this prosthetic onto myself. So this is going to be a self-application. And while you're at it, don't forget to check out the Infected FX Instagram page. These are some of the products I will be using today. I got some alcohol palettes, some cream makeup palettes, and some other products that I will be using as well. Most of the products are by Graftobian and they were so kind enough to sponsor a couple of products. Thank you very much, Graftobian Makeup. And of course, here we have the foam latex prosthetics that I will be applying and painting today. When it comes to self-applying a prosthetic, it can be a little bit tricky, but take your time, practice a lot, and I'm sure you can do it. Trust me, you can do it. I'm going to start out with the brow piece. The cheekbones that are connected to the brow piece can actually be taken off and placed wherever you want. And of course, to make sure that the brow is aligned with the center of my face, I'm going to apply Prosthetics adhesive on my forehead, connecting it to my nose bridge. Once I've glued it down, I always like to apply a little bit of translucent powder on the edges to make sure that they don't stick anymore and that I can freely open and close my eyes. Then I'm applying a medium skin tone Pax paint with a latex sponge, and this is going to be my base. I'm sealing the prosthetic because it is foam latex, so you have to seal it. But at the same time, I'm also laying down a base so I can apply other colors on top of it. Now I'm using the Graftobian HD Glamour Cream Super Palette. It's part of their inclusion collection. And I made a mixture of a couple of colors. I used Olivia, a little bit of Pecan, and a tiny bit of Golden Sunset. And with another latex sponge, I'm applying that on top of that base color. I'm kind of avoiding the horns. I'm not too concerned with them just yet because I'm going to apply another base on top of that. And for the horns, I'm using a black Pax paint as a base. Now I'm taking the Graftobian Morbidity palette and I'm using the color maroon and I'm just kind of speckling and spattering that onto the skin just to create some texture and to create some life. Even though I have a darker complexion, I still, obviously without makeup, have blemishes, so redness and some darker spots. The beautiful thing about alcohol activated makeup palettes is that the more alcohol you use, the more diluted the color is going to be. And the less alcohol you use, the more opaque the color is going to be. And don't forget, for these types of palettes, you gotta use 99% IPA or isopropyl alcohol. What I'm doing now is kind of create a war paint. I was a little bit inspired by the dark fae in the Maleficent movie that came out not too long ago. Now for the war paint that I'm creating, I'm using another Graftobian palette called Injury, and I'm using a little bit of navy and mixed it with Thunder Gray. When I'm doing this, when I'm creating these random patterns, I'm just going with the flow. So I'm looking at the shapes of the prosthetic, I'm looking at the shape of my own eyes, and from that, I'm just creating a pattern. And then I'm going back to that Morbidity palette by Graftobian And I'm using maroon and I'm mixing that a little bit with dark purple. And with that color, I'm also creating a pattern that's kind of close to the pattern that I created with the blue shade. It can be a little bit confusing, but I hope you understand what I'm trying to get across. I'm just creating a random pattern that kind of follows the shape of the prosthetic and of my eyes and of the horns. After that, I'm taking a white cream color and I'm just kind of dry brushing that on top of the horns. So what I'm doing with that dry brushing, I'm taking that lighter color and I'm softly stippling and swiping over the raised ridges so that black base stays in those fine lines of the horns. And at the same time, that white color is going to highlight the raised ridges. And then to make my eyes blend in with the rest of the makeup, I'm taking 2 cream makeup wheels by Graftobian makeup. I'm taking Severe Trauma and Zombie. I don't want to use IPA on my eyes directly because that can sting, so I prefer to use creams around the eyes or eyeshadows. Or actually, a mixture of the two. Now it's time to apply the cheekbone prosthetics. Like I said, I'm going to apply them on my cheekbones, but you can definitely apply them somewhere else on your face. I simply repeated the same steps as with the brow. And after that, I'm just going to finish up the pattern of the war paint, so to say. What I like to do is just go back and forth with certain products and colors until I'm satisfied with the overall look.
With their nails done now. Girls with their nails done. Girls with their nails done.
What I didn't show is that I also applied foam latex ears. If you're curious to know how I do that, please check out the previous video in the Infected Effects playlist, because I do another makeup look onto a model, and that look included a set of ears as well, and I show you how I apply those on camera. And that was it for the video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you found it helpful. As always, if you have more questions, you can always contact us by commenting down below this video or send us an email. We are happy to answer all your questions. Thank you so much, Jeffrey, for having me, for letting my creativity run wild again. I had a lot of fun. If you want to follow me on social media, then all you have to do is type in MakeupByNamaisa on YouTube, on Facebook, or on Instagram. If you want to try these lovely prosthetics for yourself, then please go to the Infected Effects Etsy shop. Thank you all so much for watching, and until the next video. Bye!